So in the video that follows this one, I will use cornstarch or corn flour to thicken up the curry. Now what I found was that it made it really lumpy and I ended up having to scrape out the lumps. So I think the best idea is to probably use plain flour, just sieve that on, mix it in, and that should thicken the sauce up a little bit, but don't use the cornstarch. Today we're cooking salmon curry. You can substitute the salmon if you're not a fish fan for chicken or lamb, and if you're a vegetarian then you could probably use sweet potato or butternut squash. First of all, hygiene, so wash your hands, wear gloves if you've got gel nails or long nails, tie your long hair back, and get your pinny on. Okay, so I've got a massive piece of salmon here, which is probably enough to feed about 4 of us. This will probably feed us for about a week. I'm actually not going to use the oranges, so I'm going to take those off and just wrap it up. That's going to go, ooh, a little bit more foil there. That's going to go in the oven at about 180 degrees for half an hour. Okay, so I'm just chopping up the baby corn. So we're going to boil that while the salmon cooks. And also in there, I've got some snap peas as well. But obviously you can put whatever vegetables that you like in. So a bit of salt. And then we're going to boil that up for about 5 minutes. Okay, so that's going to boil for about 5 minutes or so. Okay, so I've got a frying pan on a low heat at the moment. So I'm going to add the coconut milk to the pan. The milk is actually in the bottom there, look, and that'll all melt. So I've turned the heat up slightly there to probably a medium heat, and we're just waiting for the creamed coconut in there to melt. So that's all melted, so I'm going to turn that right down to a low heat. I'm going to start adding some of the spices. So we're going to start with garlic. I would say about a teaspoon. There we go. Okay, and then you need a teaspoon of hot chili powder. Let's see if I can manage to throw this all over the place. Ooh. That'll do, I think. So now it's half a teaspoon of turmeric. One teaspoon of ground cumin. One teaspoon of ground coriander. Ooh. And a sprinkling of salt to taste. Okay, now it says half a teaspoon of tamarind paste. So I'm going to put half a teaspoon in roughly, and then I will give it a bit of a taste, see if I think it needs a bit more. And then just stir all of that in. And for those of you that like a little bit more of a creamier curry, just add in a little bit of double cream there. So you can see how thick it is there. So if you want it a little bit thicker, you can add some corn flour. So I'm just going to put a great big dollop into there, maybe a bit more. Add a little bit of water to that. Give that a mix. Okay, and then just pour that in, and that should help to thicken the sauce up a little bit and give it a mix through. Okay, so sieve your vegetables after about 5 minutes, and they are going to go straight into the curry. And this is optional, we're just going to put in a little bit of fresh pineapple. Okay, so that's gone in there. I'm just waiting for the salmon. Okay, and then I'm just going to add a few butter beans. So this is an option if you are vegetarian. Okay. Okay, so the salmon's ready, so I'm just going to chop that up into kind of bite-sized pieces and put that into the curry and warm that through. Okay, so I'm doing my usual cheat rice, just because it's so easy and pretty cheap nowadays. So put your rice on. And it's ready. So I'm serving it up. And I would eat that with probably some poppadoms and a bit of mango chutney. Enjoy!